Welcome to this introduction to business resources available through Milford Public Library, given by reference librarian Diana Preece. Much of what we'll be covering is available to our community simply by visiting our building, even if you do not have a library card. Otherwise, if you are having trouble getting digital access from your office, please reach out with my contact info here. Just some quick background. As part of our mission to be mindful of the different communities we serve, we conducted surveys and focus groups a few years back as part of our strategic planning process. Out of those conversations with the business community, some of the topics that came up were a need for spaces to use in the building, technology, and services that would help keep costs to a minimum for our users. In the past, our program room has hosted workshops, and we're looking forward to inviting SBA, SCORE, and others back again soon. One of the things we hosted before everything shut down was the Women's Business Development Council. They did a one-on-one small business beat counseling on marketing, business strategy, finance, and more. Our library has been open since June 2020 for in-person visits, and as COVID becomes less of a concern, we'll be taking advantage of our meeting spaces. You may have heard that our children's department reopened after their renovation in March 2021, but you may not know that part of that grant for the renovation also helped to add 2 meeting rooms upstairs. We'll also be adding modular seating for individual and pop-up group workspaces. Here's a disclaimer though, we try not to be too loud, but we're really not too quiet either, so I would encourage you to bring earbuds if you're coming to do work. Computers and printers always seem to break down when you need to send something in, so come in and use ours. We have an open Wi-Fi network, a scanner that sends to USB, email, or cloud storage, and limited free faxing to help keep your costs low. We also give you the option to print from your office or home office and pick up here. If you need a prototype or a part printed on our 3D printer, we're currently able to print nylon and polypropylene using your CAD files, so please get in touch with Fred in our makerspace. Now, here is my obligatory slide about borrowing books. We carry all the books you promised yourself you'd read one day on management, finance, leadership, software, and more in a variety of formats. We have paper books, downloadable ebooks, and audiobooks, which are great if you travel or commute. Our library also has an online subscription to New York Times and Consumer Reports, which we invite you to take advantage of, as well as dozens of NOLO legal guides. If you want access to what we have online, the 24/7 resources page on the library website, milfordlibrary.org, is a good place to start. I want to do a quick mention of a few links you would find in that section of the page. I spoke of the NOLO books earlier, but we also have legal forms online through a resource called Connecticut Legal Forms Library. Not only does it have forms to fill out, it also has templates, examples, and legal definitions. On the screen is a sample search for business contracts, just to give you an idea of the scope. This is a great tool to get started, but obviously you would want to refer to your lawyer for advice. The Legal Forms Library also includes an attorney directory if you need to look one up. If you want a more in-depth guide or help getting access, please reach out so we can focus on your specific needs. This next one is also from our 24/7 resources page. Reference Solutions, formerly Reference USA, if you are familiar with that, has data to help you whether your clients are other businesses or consumers. The main functions to point out today are the U.S. Businesses section, which is first in the list, and U.S. consumers' lifestyles towards the bottom right of the list. Reach out to me for one-on-one help. I also have contact info for our point person on the slide because TJ knows all of the ins and outs of Reference Solutions. I also encourage you to check out the webinar series over on the right, which is repeated every second and fourth Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll go through a quick example of one way to use this. Let's pretend you own a pet supply store. This example will be for local use, but certainly you could apply this to a broader national scale. I ran a search of consumers in Milford with an interest in pets. This is not necessarily pet owners, but people who have made purchases in that category and so on. There are about 6,000 results, and I've blocked them out just for privacy purposes today. If you are thinking of doing a more traditional method of getting the word out via bulk mailing, this would be a good place to start. Now, we could narrow this down more, but when you start putting in things like age, income, marital status, we start getting into more sensitive data. You can see those summary totals, but to get a list of these names, it is at a charge. So if you're already doing this, you may want to compare prices and see what kind of bulk pricing you could get as a library user. So next I exported those 6,000 names into a heat map so we can see concentrations, mostly near the Stratford line, center of town, and over by Woodmont. This would be useful if you're looking to do some outreach in those areas, or if you're scouting for a second location. If we're looking to compare where those high-density population areas compare to where there are pre-existing shops, we could run another search for pet supply shops/pet stores in Milford. You'll see that they are concentrated in a group in the center of Milford. So this is a good opportunity to think potential markets in the eastern and western areas of Milford where there don't appear to be any local shops. On the business-to-business side, if you're a pet food manufacturer looking for some lead generation, this is a good list to start from. I've pulled out a section from Petco's page just to give you a sense of the information you can find. In addition to business expenditures, other information includes number of employees, what's been said about them in the news lately, management directory, competitors' reports, and more. Again, I would encourage you to contact TJ and check out the webinar to see how you can use this customizable search tool to grow your business. We've covered a lot of info already, so I'll just mention one more resource that is linked on Milford Library's page, which is the Connecticut State Library. They too offer an online small business reference center covering a full range of topics from how to make your business more eco-friendly to how to deal with problems in the workplace. You can get there either from the 24/7 resources page on milfordlibrary.org or go directly at researchitct.org and find the Small Business Reference Center under Resources A to Z. The library is happy to tailor resource searching to your needs, so please reach out. Let us know what topics you would be interested in hearing about next. Thanks for watching.